think one of the key challenges with a digitally enabled circular economy is understanding how that data is going to flow, not only within companies but across boundaries, and that's absolutely essential to making this work. Without the data, it's not going to happen. And I think also one of the opportunities, though, is to embed circular economy into the core of business. If we can make it almost boring and business as usual, that's how we're going to scale.
Potential for it to exclude certain members of the society. Often these technologies are very expensive, you're seen as elitism. But I think there's also an opportunity there to use these technologies to bring the benefits of a circular economy to wider society if we can find that balance.
The greatest challenge at the moment is some standardisation across the industries and across the multiple sectors. We've all got very different needs, very different focus points. Some are at the beginning of the journey, some are pre-planned and well ahead in the journey. There's also some very confusing terminology and confusing standards. I'm not sure that the government really structured in the right way at the moment to support circular economy. But with our greatest challenges becomes our greatest opportunities. And the opportunity that it brings us with the DICE network is getting some sort of stabilisation, getting a proper framework in place, some proper standards, some guidelines for organisations of all size and scale to follow and adhere to, but also be held accountable with a supporting reporting framework allowing to demonstrate commitments and continuous improvement.
One of the major challenges for creating a circular economy is people not understanding the opportunities that digital affords it. There's still significant lack of understanding as to solutions that can be provided and a lack of trust. Within the circular economy, there's a huge opportunity for digital to transition us to a world where we can measure and understand the products and materials that are around us, make things more efficient and ensure that we have a solution that is embedded for the future to reduce carbon and track all of our materials.
I feel like digital innovation that can be considered as another renovation in the whole society. I think it brings lots of opportunities, and I'm really happy to know I think we got many attentions from different stakeholders across the whole supply chain and across sectors. As we all know, maybe digital innovation might be challenging or difficult for certain sectors or certain users to adopt. And then I think how we can communicate this information to wider public, that might be a challenge.
I see the greatest challenge and opportunity in transforming to a digitally enabled circular economy around the utilisation of technology to help people access the circular economy. So it has to be real. I'm really interested in citizens' interaction with the circular economy, and a lot of the stuff that we've seen today is happening behind the scenes, so it's really interesting and fascinating, and I'm really kind of keen to see how all of that activity finds its way into the end user or the consumer. And of course our challenge is to move people away from consumption and probably more into use, and digital technology really enables that shift as we move away from consuming materials to kind of using services more. So Internet of Things we've talked about today, sharing, subscription models, all enabled by digital technology. So there's a fantastic opportunity here.
If we're looking at how industry evolves over time, so we have different waves all the way from 2.0, 3.0, 4.0, we've seen substantial increase in productivity and efficiency, but we don't see that happening in the more circular economy landscape, in particular in the case of reverse logistics, reverse production, how things are breaking down. And that's where I see the opportunities, because we have so many tools already in different industrial revolutions, and how can we adopt them?
Lots of data are going to be needed to track materials, to follow them, to forecast, for example, how to mobilitate all the materials around to truly recover them and recycle them or recirculate them. So I'm thinking, how are we going to power all of this? Are we able to meet the energy demand that all of this is going to require?
I think one of the biggest challenges that I see with a digitally enabled circular economy is the risk of creating more waste, as many of the technologies that we rely on for circular economy rely on critical minerals. And currently, we don't have the capacity to recover many of those critical minerals at the end of the life cycle of the technologies.
So my background is innovation, and for me the biggest challenge is the human-centred aspects of this, so it's behavioural change and how we take those businesses along with us, and that we take the businesses at all levels and we don't adopt technologies that exclude individuals, and we have to think about the inclusive aspect as well, and that's a big challenge when you're looking how you take things forward.
I think we are at the moment in a world of many opportunities, especially with what's happening now with AI and many other new technologies that are appearing, and how we could actually make use of this to facilitate a better circular economy. However, there are challenges around, and I think one of the biggest challenges is actually to motivate and to educate the community and the population about what can be done in the current situation that we are, in the current world that we are living in.
Digital technologies are evolving so rapidly, and there's been a real explosion of AI-enabled sort of digital devices everywhere across all areas of modern life. So that is a huge challenge, but also a massive opportunity for the community to come together and to sort of, on the one hand, to address the sustainability issues that this causes, but on the other hand, to actually harness these technologies to sort of advance the circular economy across a whole range of sectors.